For many people living on Earth, it is of utmost importance to preserve their tradition and to treat the beauty of their natural environment as a priceless treasure as it is. It's quite different here in Chhukha Dzongkhag. Both traditional and the modern ways of life coexist in harmony with natural surroundings. The Chhukha Dzongkhag is situated along the lower valleys of river Wangchu Basin, sharing a common border with Thimphu, Paro, Ha, Dagana and Samtse to the west. Till 1975, these regions were administered from the headquarters located at Chapcha. In the same year, the administrative center of Chapcha was shifted to Tsimasham and later introduced as one district. In 2008, a new dzong was built on an auspicious place where Tirthan Drugda Doji practiced Abhidharma for about 3 months. This new dzong today is known as Nyurupse, meaning the highest peak of blessing, symbolizing unification and the recognition of a central authority by the people. Covering an area of 1,879.5 square kilometers, the Chhukha Dzongkhag serves the people of 11 Gyeogs, namely Chapcha, Chapcho, Darla, Bongo, Metaka, Dungna, Getana, Geling, Phensuling, Lokchina and Sampiling. To uncover this story, let's go back to the primitive times of Chapcha, where a distinct ethnic group cohabits in peace as we see the memorial today in its unique setting. Chapcha is a traditional village encircled with full of sights and sounds blessed by Druptop Thangtong Gyalpo in the 14th century and discovered Thadra Gyemba as his residential abode. In the 17th century, Shabdrung Ngawang Namgyal visited the place upon invitation by his patrons to disinfect serious epidemic disease outbreak in the community. Shabdrung Rinpoche then performed Wanglung Thisum to the people of Chapcha and cured them from the serious illness. This is one of the most historic and memorial stupa of the great Tirthan Drugda Doji. People of Chapcha still revere it as a wish-fulfilling stupa and perform rituals and make offerings even today. Set on the scenic slope of Chapcha village, overlooking the valley is the Dokhachu Gemba. The main temple of this monastery retained the statues of the past, present and future Buddhas. The most secret remnant of Dokhachu Gemba is the statue of Lhamu Ekazati, revealed by Tirthan Drugda Doji from Tundra Amine. Mamu Ekazati is also known as Amkangchima, and she is one of the most powerful and fierce protectors of Vajrayana Buddhist mythology. For those who offer prayers to her will be cleansed, removing obstacles, attaining health, happiness and accomplishing enlightenment.
Norlonchi nyuru shuguru, Pushipumbi nyuru shuguru, Sedayangi nyuru shuguru, Kachilera Chegodi Bere, Tingajara, Nyuru Tobamiva Naminge, Yumnale Yumnamisimige, Zashi Shuchila, Nachapchogi, Miss Jamche, Machina, the Chimika, Ragitingachana, Nasuma Egazatilo, the Namisimige Teva Migi, Kusu, Chida, Chada Shato. One
of the most fascinating qualities one could see in these villages is their unique age-old festivals and culture. Villagers come together and rejoice the festival as a stand to demonstrate their pride, illustrating their strong sense of identity. Visiting historical monastery and sacred places can be everyone's devotion, but one should not miss out what hides between those colorful patches of land in rural villages. Lobneka village is one of the best examples of how the Buddhist way of settlement used to look like in the olden days. It is the center of rich culture where traditions and art are kept intact like nowhere else in the country. A clustered village that has preserved the history and customs connect to the work, life and celebrations for centuries. Anyone planning to visit this place can avail the facilities of traditional homestay and feast over the wonderful ways of traditional life. It is very easy to follow our own path to these aesthetic villages. Now, the Dzongkhag has already planned to develop breathtaking trekking route to Dagala from Damchu via Chapcha to Tsimasham. If we are looking for an adventure, then start traveling through the land stretching from the left side of Chhukha hydropower dam till Kamji. This region is covered by dense forests, but a visit to these places would bring travelers an unusual experience. Most of the people here in Geling enjoy an isolated life, living in rudimentary houses with traditional charm of the past. Raising livestock is their inherited occupation, and these people usually possess a large number of cattle on free pasture land. Life in the forest is completely different from life in the bustling towns. Kezang and her husband Chimi with their little son are spending most of the time in the mountains drenched in mist and fog. Their life seems harsh and impounding in the face of such adversity. Though the nomadic living is often misunderstood by people who have never tried it out, but according to them, it is in fact the realization of their dreams. This simple hut reflects their ability to adapt. Their strength and resistance in harsh monsoons are tribute to a saying, a person can flower on a rock. This is one of the gratifying rewards for a family like them, whose energy is so intrinsically tied with cattle. Whatever they fetched is being sold in small markets located alongside the Thimphu-Phensuling Highway. Since the nomads of Geling rear large number of cattle, they move their cattle from one place to another. They usually move their cattle to lowland pastures during winter months and graze back to the higher altitude during summer months. The nomadic living is an innate culture of the people of Geling, but due to pressure from modernization, such nomadic way of life is coming to an end. Since we have trekked with them, relished everything they have to offer us. But one thing we must not forget is to visit their land of peace, hospitality and smiles. Following the path from Chanachen, scrambling over and rambling through thick jungles, taking us finally to Geling village. This beautiful village has remained uninhabited for decades because of no road connectivity. Many people have now migrated to Gedu, Kamji, Jumja and Suntalakha areas. However, the 15-kilometer farm road connected from Chanachin to Geling Gemba has provided a new hope to rejuvenate their ancestors' home.
다나 딩습 아나 데디 또 메레베노 생칸데베 기디 박시 유디 꼬마도 랑이 유디 관에 컨퍼런스 버진 데 망보나 부지땡카이 드라다 유미미디 라하유라.
This is Geling Sanga Cheling Gemba. It was built by Ketup Lama Pelger Jamso in 10th century on a hilltop, resembling a mythical abode of the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, overseeing Hachu, Pachu and Wangchu. Described as one of the sacred historical monasteries in the community, this monastery holds a sacred relic of 108 Ranalingpa Vajra, precious canvas and statue of the future Buddha. A religious festival like Techu is also conducted here in Geling Sangacheling Monastery. This is one of the most sacred dances. According to elders, this particular dance is being introduced by Ketup Lama Pelger Jamsu to subdue vices and demons obstructing the construction of the Gemba. Normally, the Geling Techu is conducted every year in the month of October. There are many other sacred sites under Geling Gyog, such as Khadra and Sendrane, Shaugita Karbine, and Gari Jakar Jamoine.
합미기 빼내라미 코르넬레지 임베 때내니나 카니메도 트리 창하게 대갈래 미알라자마세 미알라자마데 아니 임베라 다니 입달로 때뒤 좀불랭 같이 나 미스기 옛날로 때내디 취 내래 뒤자갑도로 때아 제이기께로 심제 만도 셰빌로 세 레슬람니두라.
Gari Jakar Jamoine is located above Kamji, a few kilometers walk from Suntalakha village. As we travel further south from Chapcha, we come across an eye-capturing land where so much is known of ancient wealth and practices surviving for generations. Here, the villagers are independent in their own ways, equipped with knowledge even before their eyes were open to modern ways of life. Farmers in this village depend on potato production. Potatoes with pure nature giving the finest outcome. Even youths in this village strive for better education while not leaving behind the gift of indigenous practices which their forefathers have always taught and handed over to them.
Tibodalu ngarazumchi nashunchi turashamuchi tunigi rewayu bachin anizumgi nashunchu atichi ngarazumchi kauche mechunigi tonle tambalu ngaragi yumidite chathambe to nigila so curriculum yang achiragi zo tinalu mashuchi te amsu busuda minap tele nashun suluraila
ombape lejumbetu te labe ochin namsemi ngimna ten mengo namsemi udu mengo bela gimana ju shamude zoro hisa sabela tazen lejumbe pe ochin tara mise lejumbe chonsbe shunila.
Even a small lake surrounded by the settlement has an amazing historical narration.
Ngara lamam bidide be na ga de be na ma she ma ba ngi chongru de namela the hemo hemare bachin the chana ida bimitlu the chanara shogola majel the disoji ga ne mela then so the ludi at the top the chujeri job started tin chabdalu the gajala be meladi to the best leshmara thembe sishinila.
This blissful land of Japcho, shadowed by the majestic mountains and streams, is the sacred land of enlightened mind. Prior to the modern knowledge of the counting days, the mountain overhead is believed as mystical. The 5 ridges of mountains are honored as an auspicious closeness of the 5 Buddha families, Gelwa Ringa.
sangi gewa ringa se mikyuba namna ringju na tha tendrup se te gewa ringa ne wi te chencha tendi gewa ringa insa chiru chenchi gi pezum chilu chaja bruchbo wachin tinga che yalba ne yalba chade ne ringa be yevila.
According to Buddhist Tantra, the Buddha families are key way to understand emotional energies. Each family represents a particular emotion, which has both a confused and an enlightened aspect. If we worship, all our negative energies will be transformed into enlightened wisdoms. One of the most outstanding features of Japcho village is the Japcho Chhukha. A holy furba or a ritual dragger is the main relic of the monastery. Today, the monastery serves as the center for Buddhist studies. Centuries back, Chhukha served as the main route for Buddhists traveling to India. For that reason, the third Druk Desi Chogyal Miju Temple built Chhukha Do Dzong. Today, the Chhukha hydropower plant has built a Zangdaperi at the site. Moving further down towards the south, along the Thimphu-Phensuling Highway, one can take a short breath at Dzongkhag to concoct an amazing panorama of Darla Hydropower Dam. Darla and Chhukha Hydropower Project, both sited along the Wangchu River Basin, are not just for generating electric energy, but also the center of attraction for many visitors. The entire landscape of Chhukha Dzongkhag weaves together the essence of diversity. This makes the landscape a land of awe-striking beauty. In the midst of the wild flora lie the Toktogom waterfall and the cool mountain water cascading down from the face of the high cliff. It is mesmerizing to watch the white water making its way down the gorge, hoofing over rocks and cliffs, overcoming all the obstacles on its way. Our journey now takes us onto the rural villages of Bongo, where the villagers of the Meritsemo demonstrate their distinctive traditional songs and dances, commonly known as Meritsemo She and Shem. The villagers usually perform this folk song and dance during Sueche, a ceremony conducted to summon their deities and spirits residing in the hills, invoking them to assist and protect from misfortune and to ensure a bountiful harvest. On the other side, facing towards Meritsemo village, we have a spectacular view of Ketokha village. As we enter into this village, one could feel the sense of peace living behind all kinds of bustling urban life. Its unusual landscape surrounded by pervasive tropical forests, Ketokha is a beautiful heritage village, connected to one another and to their special place with diverse culture. Amidst many cultural festivals, Nyaru is one of them.
밤두개 같이로 럽자는 나도 숨으라 되는 같이 올라마기 의미 나신다 추미게 노추술에 당가지게 가테 조다베로 당가지 이컬로 더 주비기 세장을 고tum이 님가기린로 냐루 세미치 스승슈네 안딩 같이 람루스 아니 담비 버친 아니 되노 다르나 버친 아니 조도 세미팅 같이 콘로 되든서 보겠습니다.
During the Nyaru festival, the people from the community appease the local female deity Amyangtam. Villagers believe that the deity once appeased would bring them wealth, harmony and good fortune. The 5-day festival is a time of prayers, merriment, games and of course a feast of special local cuisine of Chhukha. Men play archery, women perform songs and dances and children in a way imbibe the culture and traditions of Chhukha to be the custodians of tomorrow. The world is full of spectacular natural wonders that can both fascinate and educate us in many different ways. Whether we are participating in ecological programs, practicing mindfulness outside or learning an outdoor skill, there are numerous ways that we can connect ourselves with nature. Located on the banks of River Wangchu, gateway to Dzongkhag and the neighboring India, Jimichu under Bongo Geuk is a place for best ecotourism destinations. It is a destination for visitors to experience river rafting, bird watching, fly fishing, speculate ropeways across Wangchu River, homestays and taste local cuisines. Moreover, you have an option of hiking to Beul Kinzang and Gedapu villages. Jimichu is an exotic refuge where visitors can also spend their precious time visiting Jimichu Ne.
이게 아미니 생각이 기슈스가는 소면 때문에 쪽바다 아니 잡잡이 버친 때 코로나시 개정불라 심지도 도로로로 야능을 쪼보이비나.
The Ne is believed to be a spiritual site for both Buddhists as well as for Hindus. Sustainable travel means something that involves our native population. It cannot be sustainable unless it is rooted in local culture. This is one reason why we should consider Getana village as one of the attractive sustainable travel destinations. Our visit to historical temples like Trashigang Hakang and Daga Gyemba in Getana Gyeok not only sanctified us, but the vastness and beauty of Getana village assured a holy return home and humbled. Every one of you have a chance to visit this remote but wonderful place, since the Dzongkhag has a plan to operate trekking route starting from Tsimalaka to Dagana via Getana village. The 8th century Buddhist mystic Guru Pedma Sambhawa has created many spiritual treasures and concealed these special ciphers and codes in our country for prosperity. Amongst many, Tumra Hill is one such place, located under Darla Gyeok. The hill has 52 caves, which are all carved out of the steep cliff face of the hill. The other unusual feature of the landscape are the lakes. Amilhatso is considered to be the most sacred as it is believed to be the sole lake of Lhamo Ekazati. The chief resident of the powerful place in Tumra Hill is Lhamo Ekazati, the Dharma protector who is described to be short-tempered, capable of striking misfortune to anyone who displeases her. But she is also known for her powers to fulfill wishes. The Buddhists believe that this site known as Purbine is also worshipped by Hindus as the abode of Mahakali. Every year, in the month of February, thousands of Hindus from India flock to the site to celebrate the festival of Shivratri. Lhamo Ekazati is the symbol of oneness, reflecting unified views of all things. In Tumra Hill, Lhamo Ekazati is the supreme and believed to have unified the hearts of the Hindus and Buddhists. Relaxing on the untouched tropical paradise of the Tumra Hill, our production crew had a short visit at the Rinchente Lhakang in Darla Gyok. This sanctuary represents a geographic proximity to the nature that not only benefits the people of Darla Gyok but also greatly benefits the people working in Darla hydropower project. Similarly, there are still many hidden jewels of rural villages that are worth exploring. Sampheling Gyok has 6 villages. Most of the people in these Gyok live on farming as their main source of income, though the largest industrial state of Pasaka fall under their Gyok. Phinsuling Gyok that falls under Phinsuling Dzongkhag and Phinsuling Thomde has direct connectivity of trade since the Gyok is located close to the bordering Indian towns. Therefore, the people of this region mostly grow cash crops like cardamom and oranges. Traveling towards the north of Phinsuling, we came across a perfect home called Lokchina. Majority of people in Lokchina Gyok are southern Bhutanese. The moment you set on its soil, you could feel the truth of rural life with a different culture and a different lifestyle. Lokchina Gyok is considered as one of the best agro-ecotourism in the Dzongkhag. The mountain streams flow fresh and clear in the direction of the deep gorges. The subtropical jungles along the river valley dominate the landscape of Dungna village, but there are also broad expanses of cultivated agricultural land. Rice is a successful crop in this village, thanks to the well-developed irrigation system, the system that allows water to be sent exactly where it is needed and when it is needed. Nature rewards the farmer's tedious work of planting the rice plants by hand. The most interesting part of village life in Dungna is fishing. The natives of Drudingsa village have preserved many of its traditions over the centuries. Among them is the art of fishing by casting a net. Drudingsa Riverine Capture Fishery Group was formed to harness the bountiful aquatic resources without disturbing the river ecology within the designated location. They share the fruit of their hunts. Everyone in the group gets a portion. These strengthens the social bonds and the sense of community among the members of the group. In the easternmost part of Dungna Gyok lies Metaka, a beautiful village dotted with farms and dairies, surrounded by emerald green forests, almost surreal, that will leave you awestruck. The village enjoys a suitable climatic condition. Therefore, farming is the villagers' occupation. Terrace cultivation is their main practice, while livestock rearing is another significant source of the village economy. We see mostly elderly people in these villages. They have been toiling very hard, yet they look strong. What can be the secret behind? Could there be any other secrets? Or is it related to their dietary habit? A basic culinary diet known as khule, being prepared by the lady, has been a staple diet since the time of their forefathers. Khule prepared from organic buckwheat could be one of the secrets to living longer and healthier lifespan. Moreover, every household owns a greenhouse and grows fresh organic vegetables throughout the season. Though small and far from urban settlements, they are known for their complicity and patience. Thus, the geok is being recognized as the smartest geok in Chhukha Dzongkhag since 2016. Chhukha Dzongkhag always anticipates overall development of the Dzongkhag based on sustainable ecotourism, solving issues related to youth unemployment, building a cohesive society, vibrant culture, sound environment and balanced development. In order to fulfill the mission, the Dzongkhag conducts an annual award system amongst the geoks. The Best Geok Award system further encourages the local leaders to work harder and be able to promote good governance system in the region. All over the world, efforts are being made to live in harmony with nature while still embracing progress at the same time. It looks fairly well to see these efforts are beginning to work out in Chhukha Dzongkhag. The right conclusion is being drawn from the past and the result applied to life in the present with a thoughtful eye towards the future. Visitors to this beautiful Dzongkhag in the Himalayan kingdom of the gross national happiness will have a fond memory of their stay for a long time to come. Its culture and colorful history will continue to touch people, and the timeless beauty of these landscapes in nature will amaze future generations as well. Chhukha Dzongkhag is a piece of heaven at the other end of the world.
Shema